That's correct. Practice. There are definitely
The
some.
question is, are there any dumb questions?
We are at a regular
Is that a dumb
meeting.
question
We
to
have a
ask if there
question
are any
about
dumb
a
questions?
previous one that we-
If they're done sincerely, I don't have a dumb question.
Yeah,
I
see,
don't-
I was gonna say, it all depends on the
what.
sincerity of the
Yeah.
question, probably.
Kind of an issue we had was, it was with scooters.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We've all been.
That would probably go.
We have other business. If you give me a second under other, I'd appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're assuming we're not running the meeting.
I'm assuming we are.
You know.
We'll know. We haven't had the election yet.
You have to. So it's
Official
like,
meeting.
think about it from my perspective. I would
All right, I don't have a gavel, but
you know,
go ahead and call this organizational meeting to order.
There you go. Make it official.
Hi.
Aye.
See ya.
All right, we'll go ahead and call the organizational hearing, Planning and Zoning Commission to order. We'll stand and pledge allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance
allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Lisa, please do the roll call.
Rick Boggs.
Here.
Frank Growing.
Here.
Timothy Bush.
Here.
David Mancino.
Here.
Ann Rogers. Here. Alexander Smiling.
Here.
Jerry Truax.
All right, everybody's here. We'll move on to the adoption of the 2026 hearing schedule. We'll have a chance to look at that. Did anyone notice any conflicts with the hearing dates that are proposed there? We're still sticking with the first Wednesday of every month. But if not, I will entertain a motion to adopt that.
I will make a motion that we adopt the 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission hearing schedule as noted.
Second?
Frank, second. Lisa, roll.
Mr. Truax.
Yes.
Mr. Bush.
Yes.
Mr. Boggs.
Yes.
Mr. Smiling.
Yes.
Mr. Mancino.
Yes.
Ms. Rogers.
Yes.
Mr. Growing.
Yes.
All right, that's been adopted. Next, we'll move on to the nominations for chairperson. Is there anyone who would like to make a nomination?
I would like to nominate Rick Boggs as chairperson.
Second?
Forget how it is. We vote now?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
okay. All right, we've got a motion and a second. Lisa?
Ms. Rogers.
Yes.
Mr. Mancino.
Yes.
Mr. Boggs.
Abstain.
Mr. Truax.
Yes.
Mr. Growing.
Yes.
Mr. Smiling.
Yes.
Mr. Bush.
Yes. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we'll hear the nominations for vice chair. If anyone would like to make a motion,
I'll
nominate someone as vice chair.
make a motion to nominate Jerry Truax as vice chair.
I'll second.
All right. Lisa, roll please.
Mr. Mancino.
Yes.
Mr. Smiling.
Yes.
Mr. Boggs.
Yes.
Ms. Rogers.
Yes.
Mr. Truax.
Abstain.
Mr. Bush.
Yes.
Mr. Growing.
Yes.
You good, sir?
You're in charge now.
Oh.
I think so. I only do this once a year, so I forget. every time we do it.
Okay, no other items on the agenda. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
Second?
Second?
Thank you. Roll call?
Mr. Growing.
Yes.
Ms. Rogers.
Yes.
Mr. Boggs.
Yes.
Mr. Smiling.
Yes.
Mr. Mancino.
Yes.
Mr. Bush.
Yes.
Mr. Truax.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes and organizational meeting is adjourned. All right, we'll call the meeting to order and open with the pledge of allegiance. And Jerry, would you lead?
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for coming to the Wednesday, January 7th hearing, Planning and Zoning Commission. Ask that you mute your phones, and if you do address the commission at any point, then you need to be sworn in by Lisa. Roll call, please.
Mr. Boggs.
Here.
Mr. Bush.
Here.
Mr. Burring.
Here.
Mr. Mancino.
Here.
Ms. Rogers. Here. Mr. Smiley.
Here.
Mr. Truax.
Here. Thank you. Okay, moving on the agenda, the old business section. We'll get several items that have been on the table. TCOD 25001
Yep, that will
remain on the table.
Correct.
Okay. And ZON 25003
Correct.
also.
Also remain on the table.
And,
It should be PM 25001. I just noticed it was.
okay. At any rate, the third item C is also to remain tabled.
That's correct.
Okay. So those are all the old business items that we have. New business, have an application, plan manufacturing application, PM 25002.
What's the applicant for PM 25002 City Companies? Location of this is on the east side of Etna Parkway, about 1,300 feet north of the intersection with Refugee Road. It's about 14.495 acres in size. Currently is in PM plant manufacturing. We're requesting a recommendation of approval for a plant manufacturing application pursuant to section 1253.10. That's the code for development of a 255,000 square foot industrial building with associated site improvements. So if you look here, this is the parcel in question outlined in yellow. You got the Parkway here on the west side, about 1,300 feet to the south, you got the intersection of that Parkway and Refugee Road. Again, frontage is only on Etna Parkway to the west, lots currently vacant used for agricultural purposes. Proposal is requesting a recommendation of approval for the office construction of a spec industrial building with site improvements. The structure itself is 300 feet by 850 feet in size, just over 250,000 square feet. 47 feet to the top of the parapet at the highest point. Setbacks on the front are around 60 feet. The minimum per code is 50 feet with precise dimension wasn't shown on the plans. On the south side, you got just about 80 feet. On the north side, just over 250 feet, and to the rear, 52.84 feet to the structure. Here are some exterior elevations of the building that were included with the application package submitted by the applicant. So the parking, the vehicle parking is going to be situated on the south side of the proposed structure, 175 spaces, just under 25 feet from the south side property line. There's going to be loading docks on the north side of the proposed structure, 46 of those, over 150 feet from the north side property line, with about 26 feet access road along the rear of the proposed structure, 14.68 feet from the east or rear property line. Here's a look at the site plan that was submitted. So we've got our industrial building here, vehicle parked on the south side, access road around the rear, the loading bays on the north side. The landscaping and screening. On the front, there's going to be an ungraded mound, 45 feet in height with 166 trees. For interior screening, there's 18 trees throughout the south vehicle parking area. Here's a look at the landscaping plan that was submitted. So there's a mound with trees along the front of the parkway, with several trees dispersed throughout the south parking area. Access, so they did do a traffic impact study, and that was approved by the city's traffic engineer. It's also included with your application there. Called for the north access to loading docks it's going to be full access, but they'd like to see widened pavement on the west side of that parkway, with the southbound left turn lane, and full access to the south parking area. So here's just kind of a simple look at that. In order to get off to the right here, be adding, widening the pavement along the west side of that parkway with the addition of a left southbound turn lane into the north parking area. And just miscellaneous, some other things. Stormwater based on the north side of the proposed development did not show any signage on the submittal itself. Here's a look at kind of a metric plan that was submitted. And then another rendering that was submitted by the applicant. Part of our review, staff brought the following comments. You completely review the proposed development. You're out the list of comments, which is attached to your staff report there. The applicant did apply for and receive a variance from the Board of Zoning Appeals that was approved in December of last year. That's from section 1253.05C5A, which reduced the required rear yard setback and landscape requirements when adjacent to a lot occupied by residential use, 50 feet for the structure and screening. Pursuant to section 1253.10 of the Pataskala Code, the Planning and Zoning Commission shall review the PM application and make a recommendation to City Council. So if it's approved, recommended for approval tonight, it'll go to City Council next, and then if that City Council approves that application, the next step is to go through the construction plans for site engineering, which will be reviewed administratively. Pursuant to section 1253.05Q, they have to do a traffic impact study when they submit the PM application. As we talked about before, they didn't do that, and it was reviewed and approved by the city's traffic engineer. A few items of note from the attached staff review in your staff report there. The stormwater memo references a truck stop project with entirely different locations. I'd like to see that revised, and the data reviewed is not also copied from another proposal. Several maps within the plan also show the adjacent 11 acres to the north side as a business development. We'd like some clarification on that. There are some modifications and additional details needed to confirm the mounting along the parkway is going to meet the minimum requirements of code. Per code, the minimum is a undulating mound between 4 and 6 feet in height, as proposed. It tops out at about 5 feet. There's also a requirement for 30 trees per 100 linear feet on the frontage. That would come out to 195. There's only 166 provided. And the data of the first floor building height shall be used as a basis for measuring required height of the mound. We do have a cross section of the plan. We'd like to see that reference with the first floor building height, just to ensure it's meeting that requirement. Output limits of the submitted photometric plan cut off at the curb line. Those need to be shown for the total area of the output, including any spillover on the adjacent properties. The height of the rear poles was also reduced to 18 feet on the east side. It looks like the output values didn't change from when they were 30 feet. And various other modifications, clarifications, additional details are needed as identified in the staff review attached to your staff report. Public Service had the following comments. So on the civil plans, we need an outlet for proposed stormwater basin not shown. So we need to know where that stormwater is going to be drained to. Be reviewed as part of the construction plan when submitted. Storm calculation of basin details will be reviewed in more depth during the construction plan review phase. The proposed left turn lane on Ed Parkway is acceptable and it was warranted as part of the traffic impact study, which was reviewed by the DPD group. Details of this turn lane will be reviewed during the construction plan review phase. There also appears to be some minor proposed grading on the east of Ed Parkway and north of the basin. Not sure if that's accurate or not because it's on the adjacent parcel that's shown on some plans, not on the others. They had some comments on the stormwater memorandum, including the references to the truck stop underneath the culvert underneath Interstate 70, which are not part of this project. And then the city engineer, and we just note for this one, so the applicant's engineer is American Structure Point, who is also the city's engineer. In this case, we've contracted the DPD group to review that separately to avoid any conflicts of interest. They had some comments about additional details and updates needed on the development plans themselves, updates needed for the stormwater memorandum, photometric plans need to be updated, and clarifications are needed on landscaping plan items. Within Regional Water District had the following comment: provide an engineer endorsed water and sanitary sewer flow computation for the project. This information is required for the Lincoln Regional Water District to evaluate and determine the project's serviceability. Did not receive any comments from any other departments or agencies. Surrounding properties to the northeast, south, and west are all zoned planning manufacturing. On the north side, it's currently vacant agricultural use. On the east side, you've got residential and agricultural. To the south, you have fire, power, and communications. And on the west side of that parkway, you have some more agricultural. Should the planning and zoning commission choose to recommend approval of the applicant's request, following conditions may be considered. The applicant address all comments from the planning and zoning department, public service department, city engineer, and the regional water.
Thank you. Any questions for staff? Tim?
Just one, did you have a map showing said residential to the east? Did you have, curious to how much or what's butted up against the east side of this property? I saw the variance was reduced to 50, so
Yeah, so parcel directly to the east is zoned plain manufacturing, but it's currently occupied by a residential use, which is down here.
there's nothing up there though.
No, the farmhouse is down here.
Gotcha. Okay. That's it.
Okay, thank you. David?
I don't have anything.
Gary?
With the stormwater being the wrong plan, that's not an issue. I mean, we're comfortable with what they're going to submit, or what's the not being the correct drawing and showing Interstate 70 instead of.
So if you look at the project information narrative describes a different project. I didn't review the data itself because I'm not a professional engineer, but I think the public service department and our city engineer would like to see some updates made just to make sure that the data provided in here is for the correct project.
Okay. No.
They do a full review of the stormwater calculations in the construction plans phase, but they just want to make sure it's going to work for what the assumed proposal is.
Gotcha. Thank you, Jack. No other questions.
Alexander?
No questions at this time.
Well, my question was about the storm sewer as well, which prompted a question about the Muddy Creek and Muddy Fork. And I was wondering if we could request for the next, I'm assuming we're going to need this information because I'm not sure when the last time the Muddy Creek was checked by the Licking County Soil and Water District, because I called them, but wasn't able to reach them today. So is there any way we can find out when their last review was of all of our, if they're going to use the Muddy Creek for drainage? Do you know, is there any kind of review we can get? I don't know what they would call it, but you understand what I'm asking? Just to make sure that we can
Soil and
handle,
Water does like a regular inventory.
like,
maybe?
impact study of what all of our water, you know, how it's,
Discharge rate,
how,
the Muddy
how
Creek or
it's
something like that.
impacting, because we've had so much building going up that my neighbors complain about the overflow of the creeks and sediment buildup in their ponds, and I'm just wondering where all this water is going and are we able to handle it? Because that property there is really hard soil. Apparently, according to the study they gave us, which we don't know if it's actually for
So
that.
when they do
property.
the actual stormwater management report, that'll be reviewed by the city engineer and the public service department, and they can't make it worse, basically. So the water fills up in the pond, the sediment's supposed to settle out, and then once it reaches, a certain quantity, it'll slowly outlet it to whatever drainage. They didn't mark where the outlet structure is, so I'm not sure where it's gonna drain. So
Okay, well, I guess
whether
I'll
that be
just,
to a ditch or elsewhere.
I guess we just don't know for this property where the water would be going yet. Because what we have now is not the actual study apparently, or it is, but we don't know if it is.
I don't know for sure. We also need to know where they're proposing the outlet drainage is.
Exactly. So, okay, that was all I have for now.
Okay, thank you. Frank?
In relation, I know the mounting is calculated based off of the datum of the first floor of the building. Do you know what that is in relation to where the road's at, like the elevation of the road?
I do not.
Okay. I'm just kind of curious, like I know going down the Mink Road, I'm like, I thought we required mounting, and if it's sitting below the road, I just kind of wanted to know what that would be like, if there's 10 feet up to the road from there. And then do you know what percentage of the total acreage is that the building occupies?
About 40%.
40%. And then for the water, there's no impact on the water. This doesn't use the area that's kind of on short supply.
Like the actual water supply.
Right.
So this would be, they don't have a specific use identified for the structure. As I understand, it's supposed to be a spec building.
Okay.
But Licking Regional's comment that they have to get those flow rates supplied to see if they can even service the structure would, I guess, kind of answer that question for you.
Okay. At what point do they determine the flow rates on it? When you have a tenant identified, is that when it would be? Or?
Yeah, like I said, it would ultimately come down to the use that's fixtures that are in the structure.
Okay, that's all I got. Thank you. Oh, that's it. Sorry. Yeah, I
Good.
talked too fast.
Any other questions at this time for staff? Anybody? Okay, if not, then we'll move to the applicant, the representative. You step forward and be sworn in, and then you have an opportunity to make a presentation.
Raise your hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
And then start with your name and address, please.
My name is Michael Roach. I'm with the American Structural Engineering Team, 2550 Corporation Insurance. So just addressing a couple of the questions from you guys. Firstly, the question about if the report is a stormwater report for this project. I can assure you all the calculations that were done in there were for this project. You can likely the name that was being referenced to the trust was we had pulled from an old template and copied over from the previous template for the just general project area summary. The actual calculations all refer to this specific project. So I guarantee about that. There was a question regarding the elevation of the building versus the road. It's about 1.5 feet, give or take, higher than the road. So the landscape now would be between the 4 and 6 between there. So
The road is higher than the building, or the building's higher than the
the
road?
building's higher than the road by about a foot.
Okay.
So that would be 3 feet lower than the road in the truck dock area because it's compressed for the trucks to be able to park next to the building. So the landscape mountain would be held to be 1 foot higher than the building. But the actual truck dock is a little bit lower. So hopefully that clarifies the question.
Yes, thank you.
You had some questions about the release rates for the stormwater. So when we do our calculations, it's all kind of based on, we look at what the site does before we do any development. And we analyze where it kind of runs to in the existing before we do anything. So we use those kind of hold how much water we can leave out of our site. And then after that, we have to either meet or be below that with some additional conditions that are provided by like the EPA for making sure we're not releasing junk essentially to wherever it used to go. The stormwater management report analyzes the actual outlet. The whole site kind of goes to the top right corner of the development. So everything is planned to more or less release to that exact point. And that's more, the outlet's all described there in the stormwater report. So happy to answer any other further questions you might have beyond that.
So the water's not going towards 70.
No.
It's-
Well, I have to look at the exact ending stream, but there's no specific stream or ditch that this is going to. I think technically there's an unnamed ditch, I think is what it's classified as, in the northeast corner of the site. There's like a tree line you can kind of see out there. It's got like a small, like, I guess you could call it a drainage ditch back there.
Okay, but that's not in the report here.
That would be in the stormwater report, yes.
stormwater report is saying it's going to 70.
Yes, that would be the part of the narrative that was pulled from the previous template. That was
Right.
pulled from. So that we can easily update quickly and match for this specific project. But the detailed sections also noted in like our erosion control specifications in that memorandum specify that it is going to this corner of the site. It is ultimately tributary, I think it was ultimately tributary to the muddy, but that's after it runs through a couple of main ditches up to that point.
Okay, that was part of the question
Mhm.
about the Muddy Fork and how that was all going to be handled. And
Yes, so
So-
ultimately it would be less water going to it. It would be the same total volume of water going to it, but slower than normal. So anything that would be going to the stream would be held back from what it normally is. So it would not, I guess,
Takes a long path.
take too much into the stream that it should take.
okay,
So is it flowing north or south or east and west, or which way is it flowing then?
Our site's going west to east.
No,
I think that goes
the,
further
where's the water flowing to?
in the,
You were saying it's flowing, there's a tree line, but which way is the water flowing to?
yeah, west to east. So it's off our site to the northeast corner and then it flows to
So
the
it's
right.
flowing towards Columbia,
Not familiar with.
Columbia Road.
Oh, yes, correct. Yes, and there's a tree line, you can kind of see it in the satellite image.
I see the tree line. I'm just trying to,
Yeah.
used to hunt that property all the time when I was
Oh, yeah.
young, so I'm just trying to figure out where that ditch is and what you're. Okay.
Yeah, beyond that, if you guys have any other further questions, I'm happy to answer anything engineering assurances that we're meeting all EPA requirements, making sure we're not being bad neighbors, throwing ton of water into someone else's property, that kind of thing. So happy to answer other questions you guys might have.
Okay, thank you. Stand by.
Yeah.
Any questions for the applicant, David?
When are we going to see water and sewer information so that the Licking Regional Water District can make a determination? When you're asking us to sort of just hope and pray that whatever is going to go in the spec building is going to be able to be serviced.
Certainly. Yeah. So I know we've had some extensive conversations with Licking County or Licking Water Sewer in the past about this new main that's getting installed off of Etna. We're going to be following a lot of the specific requirements for sanitary. I believe for our development is a people per acre kind of calculation. So we use that standard calculation for our site, and we have looked at record plans that show our development within that tributary area of when that sanitary main was planned. So we're already within their tributary map of what they intended to be serviced by their site, or by their main, I should say. We might have some capacity.
That answers.
Just double check that as well.
I'm sorry, I guess I don't think that answered the comment that was provided by the Regional Water District about, they said they don't have the information about your building in order to be able to evaluate whether they can service it.
Sure. We can continue working with them to make sure that they have exactly what they need. I believe we have looked at their general assumptions and tributary maps.
Okay, but then you're asking us to approve it. We don't have what we need.
Sure. I'd be happy whatever you guys need to, would it be a correspondence, reaching out with them and making sure that they have exactly what they need, email, send out, that kind of thing. I presume they would need the data, yeah.
So typically how this would work is you provide them that information and then they would review it. And if this were tabled, then in the updated staff report, it would come back and the comment would be what they provided is good, what they provided is bad, so that the planning and zoning commission can review that and make their determination.
Sure. Sure. We can pretty much start that correspondence immediately if it hasn't already with some of our other team members.
Anything else?
That was my question.
Jerry?
First of all, we're all for business coming to Pataskala and that, but your report is not complete and there's wrong data in it. So, just keep that in mind. But we are all for businesses coming to Pataskala and that.
Whatever we can do to help with that, I believe the only incorrect information would be the general narrative that does have that truck.
Because there are residential people that this will be flowing to, and there's not all the data there. So,
Okay.
That's all I got. Sir.
Thanks. Just, it may be too early to tell, but do you picture this as a single tenant or multi-tenant?
Yeah, we don't know yet. We're gonna design this all into multi-tenant though. So,
Intentions for single or multiple, I'm not sure of that.
Thank you. Alex?
They mentioned the light plan also being incorrect, so having that resubmitted as well, just making sure that's noted.
Yeah, I'll have them double check that as well. There were some comments towards the end where they were about 30 feet in height and they needed to be reduced. So I need to triple check exactly how they handled that. My understanding is that they lowered the height but changed the luminaire, so they unchanged luminaire or lighting output might still be the same as what it was before. So I need to check that as well.
Just wanted to put that on your radar. That's all I have.
And
No, that's all.
Frank?
During the staff report, I know Jack had made a comment about some 11 acres that was kind of in question.
Yes.
And I might need your help on that. What was the 11 acres that we weren't sure about? If you could clarify that.
There's like a triangular parcel that comes down here and touches it on the north side.
Okay. And can you explain what that has to, how does that relate to this proposal here?
No, good question. There was original discussions before we decided to go ahead and submit for approval. We were going to contemplate using that as a future kind of truck lot parking area. So there would be a small drive that would connect down to ours, go up there, and then have either truck parking or storage of some kind. It was decided towards closer to our actual submittal that we weren't going to pursue that just yet. So it's just the lower rectangular lot that we're pursuing.
Okay. Do you have, to what number of employees are you guys designing this for? I know you don't know your tenants, but you probably have that in mind.
Yeah, I don't think there is a specific number of employees we have in mind.
Is there a maximum that you guys are designing for?
That's that
We've
little
been
section.
We've been kind of contemplating our outputs and sanitary doors all based on our people per acre, which is pretty standard for most industrial warehouses in the whole area.
Okay. Like parking space wise, I mean, there's a lot of that we'd have to design towards that. I guess that's where I'm kind of trying to get. So
Sure.
yeah.
We matched the code for the plan district, which was, I believe, a parking space per square footage, which was one space every 750 for the first 3,000 square feet, and then one space every 2,000 square foot after that. So I think we meet that, we required about 130 spaces, and I think we are providing, 175 total spaces.
And I'm assuming you don't, do you guys anticipate potentially exceeding that number of parking spaces, like with employee counts?
I would, based on my past experience, 175 seems
Sufficient, okay. Do you guys have any potential tenants identified?
I don't believe so.
That's all I have, thank you. Okay.
Tim?
One comment, couple questions. Obviously you got some cleanup work to do. It's hard to, or challenging certainly to be able to vote on something or approve or not approve something that we don't have the full scope of. Overall, I don't have a lot of issue, just clean it up. I did have one question I didn't see on there. The entryway setback. I was curious if you have dimensions on that, because I'm curious to the stack load on the trucking. I don't want that spilling out into Etna Parkway. Can you comment on that?
You're referring to the, like the truck entrance in the north side?
Yes.
Yes, so, rough guess would be about 75 feet for the truck parking first access, and that would be for the driving lane too, so that would not be the main flow for any of the bigger traffic, but as far as employee access on the south side, that is also closer to like the 60, 70 feet, like, range from the roadway.
What about your main gate? Is that on the west, correct?
Yes.
What's your setback there for the, like the check-in security for the trucks? What's the setback?
Oh, like, we're not trying to guard shack or anything at this time yet.
Okay.
If we were to do that, likely, either through a tenant improvement down the line, that would be something we probably likely have to go through to get some sort of additional review.
Okay.
But we're not showing that at this time.
The other question, last question I have, I saw you had 5 ADA spots for parking.
Yes.
Are those going to be staggered in one place? I'm just curious because if you go multi-tenant and they're all in one spot, but you're,
Sure. Yeah, no, good question. If it is multi-tenant and they would be either located on the east side or alternate where they're shown right now, that would be a restriping exercise. And we're meeting parking requirements by more than 45 spaces. So if it does come out to a space where we might have to lose 1 or 2 parking spaces on the other side to locate a striped ADA space, we can easily handle that. That would be determined when an ADA or a new tenant comes in.
understood. All right, that's all.
Okay, thanks. Any other follow-up
I did
questions?
have one more. I think there was a comment made about the number of trees on the plans were below what was required by code.
Yes.
Any issues with meeting that?
At this time, let me make sure I got it full of
Yes, 195, 166 provided, 195 required.
So I'll have to double check those landscape calculations. Just looking at what we have kind of provided in the front of the site already, it looks pretty packed full of trees. So I was actually, maybe this would be a better question for you, Jack or Scott. Was that calculation including the 11-acre site to the north as well, or was that just?
It was just, because there was no frontage, if I recall, listed on the landscape plan. So like that information wasn't there, so if you do a rough calculation, I don't want to speak for Jack, and kind of said, based upon this frontage and doing the equation, this is how many trees would be required. But because there was no dimensions listed on the plan, it's kind of a guesstimate.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I will have them, our landscaping team kind of look at that, make sure that's right, and anything, questions or if we agree or disagree, we'll, you know.
Okay, sounds good.
Any other questions? Thank you.
I would have a
wait a
question
minute.
regarding that calculation. I did want to ask you, do you include that extra area in your calculation? Is that what you just said? Or no? Because it seems to me like that area shouldn't even be considered in the calculations. Just because it's part of the property, it should not be considered necessarily for,
Are you talking about that like north? leg
yeah, the
property?
little north
I
leg.
didn't calculate that as.
You did not.
I didn't have the actual dimension of the property frontage.
Because it would affect overall calculation, right? If you did include that area, it's not
Yeah.
being used. So is that part of the calculation, do you think?
If they're not using it, it's not part of this development, then it would not be part of that calculation.
Okay, that's what I wondered. Okay, thank you.
I have a couple more things. I just was rereading this to make sure we didn't miss anything. It also mentions in the notes here for us that the ADA spaces are only 8 foot and by 18 foot. And it says that they should be 11 by 19. Obviously, you said you had plenty of parking, but just making that adjustment in the plans to make sure that they are meeting the requirements spacing wise. And then is there any exterior mechanical equipment planned to be on the building or around the building?
No immediate plans unless you say, I don't think there's any plans for that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, that would likely come from tenant.
I have one question, I guess. I assume this would be for you. I don't know. The traffic impact study was done and approved. I know on Mink Street, you may not be familiar with Mink Street, but there's a roundabout at Mink Street and Refugee.
Yes.
And there's that distribution center there, Sons, I don't know what it's called, something Sons. Are you familiar with it? You know what I'm talking about on the north,
Yeah, the
Warren
one,
and Sons, I believe.
yeah.
northeast corner. Yes, that's it. So what they do is they have so many tractor trailers that they just move them around constantly. And they're using those little moving trucks. I don't know what they're called. Do you know what they're called? There's a name for them where it's not a tractor moving the trailers
tow truck
around.
type,
It's
yeah.
like a
It's
little
like a
tow
little
truck.
shuttle.
Yeah, it's like a
cab,
little
yeah.
shuttle. So those little shuttles go into the street and they're very slow. And they back up traffic and they're really frustrating drivers.
Sure.
So I don't know if that's ever figured into traffic studies, those little guys. Some of them are licensed to be driven on the streets, some of them are not. So I don't know what they're using over there. Maybe you folks do, but they're definitely driving into the street because they need the room to get around because there's no room because they have so many trailers and they're trying to make room for all these trailers. So I don't want that to happen on this property. So I'm not sure what we can do to make sure that that's
If
a
that's your
consideration.
then you call the police.
Yeah, but there's, yes, but I would like to us not have to bother the police with that because they're already exhausted. If it could be something that is figured into the,
If it is any assurance, when we're designing our driveway entrances and turn lanes, et cetera, so the turn lanes are determined by an X number of vehicles we anticipate our sites will develop. But when we're actually designing our on-site truck drive entrances, we run essentially vehicle turning movements, ensuring that someone can turn into a site and leave the site, enter a site without impeding the oncoming traffic or anything like that. So I'd say the only chance that we would anticipate with that, with what we're designing for today, would just be someone turning slowly into the drive on their own. Beyond that, I'm not sure we can design too much for. I guess it would just be a bad driver at that point. But, beyond that, we're not. We're running calculations designed to make sure that someone can safely turn in and out of the site. Which is good to do.
just thought I'd throw that in there for thought.
Any other questions for the applicant?
I have one additional question or comment. You list the top of parapet height. What is the top of roof height? And if you don't know that, can you provide that? Because if you don't, you say you don't, it's going to be up to the tenant as to mechanical equipment. If they're going to put something on the roof, if your parapet's only 8 inches high, then that's going to be potential. You're going to need to provide screening or we're going to need to know about it before we can make an intelligent decision as to whether this is a yes or no.
Sure, I can speak with our team about that. In my experience with these kinds of buildings, the parapet's 4 or 5 feet high, higher than the actual roof. But obviously, I can't speak exactly to that, what that is right now, but that would be my rough early guess. If I had to.
Anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you. We may have follow-ups, but.
Sure.
Okay, we'll open it up for public comment. The only speaker request form I have is from CB Brush. You didn't specifically say you were going to comment on this one, but
It's always good to see a burning brush, 5530 Columbia Road.
first,
Actually, I
need
didn't
to
know.
Bert, you need to be sworn in.
Swear me
Do
in.
you swear or affirm the testimony about the
I do,
the
I
whole truth
do.
and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Of course.
Okay, thanks.
It's awfully good to see you, Rick. I'm amazing all right. I'm still here with you. I've been here a long time. I came here tonight to talk on some other deal. I left it open on, I didn't know when you could have comments or whatever. But this appears to be the only thing. Everything else is tabled. Is that correct? Okay. So this is in Etna Parkway. I mean, it's real hard to see on the screens here exactly where it is. But I'm seeing is north, is this right at Refugee? Is this north of Dave Phillips's property?
Just north of it.
It's just north of Dave. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And that's what they're asking for. And it seems to me that, a lot of the applications, it's, they don't know what they got yet. It's all on you know, it's all speculation, and that's one of my problems is when you come in and ask for zoning, that it's speculation, or we don't have all the data that you need to make a decision to say, oh yeah, I think this is gonna fit for Pataskala or not. And that's just one of the comments I have, especially on some of these others that got tabled. And I appreciate your comments, all of you, asking specifically for this, because it does affect the community a lot, and especially, you know, transportation, Lincoln Broad, that's one of my big concerns. You know, what's gonna happen with Lincoln Broad? You got the data center. I did a lot of research, just a little bit, just because I knew that you were having that, and I'd like to give it to you at some point, whether it's now or later, and I don't want to take up any more of your time, but I think that's a big issue. I did address council 2 nights ago, and said, I think we need a moratorium on these data centers, because it's becoming a big drain on both the electricity, energy, water, and we really don't know where it's gonna head to. And it's not just us, it's all across the country. And I think that needs to be addressed. And I think for Scott and the others, you know, I was here a long time ago, but I remember when we did the zoning, yeah, we started saying, well, we'll take the NCAIS code and whatever they do every year, fine. They didn't have data centers back in 2009 or 2014. So, you know, when I'm saying, they ask you the question, was plan manufacturing. When you ask people about manufacturing, you go, you're gonna make something, you're gonna produce something. Data centers don't make anything. They store stuff, It's just, how come we get stuck? And that's, you know, not your fault, but I'm just saying, council and the rest, we ought to be able to review what the NC, every year, what they do to say, is that fit for us or not? I just don't think that we just say, well, that's on there, so they can come on in here, data center's okay. It just takes a lot of, you know, pulling things out for us, so. That's really all I got to say. I'll talk on other things later, whatever you got, but I really appreciate you guys doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like I said, that was the only speaker request for my head, but is there anyone else that wants to comment on this application? Nope, guess not. Okay, thank you. Time for deliberation. Any comments, discussion? We'll kind of leave it open rather than going round robin. Sure.
I think there's too many unknowns and inconsistencies to render a yes or no on what you presented today. That's my opinion. There's just too much contradiction and missing information.
I think I'd second that too. I think, you know, tabling it would be my give them an opportunity to come back with all their information would be the best decision at this time.
Comments over here?
Just echo the same things, you know, want to be able to make an informed decision there, know what we're getting into, and so I agree with tabling it.
Okay, so if we're ready to act, and we'll entertain a motion for action tonight.
Yeah, I would like to make a motion to table plan manufacturing application PM-25-002.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we table the application. Discussion on that motion. Roll call?
Mr. Francino,
Yes.
Mr. Smiley,
Yes.
Mr. Boggs,
Yes.
Mr. Burry,
Yes.
Mr. Bush,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Mr. Truax.
Yes.
That motion passes. So you have an opportunity to provide the missing bits of information or the error, the ones that are in error. Work with the staff. And this, you said that this would probably, well, they'd have to have the revisions in by Friday. They got on our February agenda, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Any other comments on this one?
No, sir.
Okay. Move on to that was all the new business we have. Other business, we have none listed, but I know Tim had a comment about a prior application.
Yes, thank you for recognizing the time there. We had made a approval a couple of meetings back on, it'd be a while back actually now, scooters. And it's a two-part question, one tags off the other. I know we had discussed a safety mechanism behind the building, a walkway, signage, and
Yeah.
to my knowledge, they're open. I mean, we all live in the area here and travel over there. There's nothing over there, which yields a second question is when we talk about things and we put considerations on motions, are there any, follow-up or oversight that they actually happen once they get in place? I feel like we talk about it, but in this case, it was, oh, well, we got approved. Now we can kind of do what we want.
So they have a temporary certificate of compliance right now, which means they have 60 days to complete everything, because they still have a lot of landscaping that they need to do. Couldn't do it at the time when they open, out of season.
Makes sense, yeah.
But that's one of the items they have to complete before we'll do our final sign off and say, you met code, you're all good.
Was that walkway or signage behind there part of that?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. That's all I needed. Good deal.
Yep.
Thank you. You bet.
Okay, anybody else have anything other in the other category? No. All right. Item number 7, excuse of absences. Item A, guess who? Do you have a motion or?
I'll make a motion to excuse Rick Boggs from the December 3rd, 2025 regular meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to excuse my absence from the December 3rd meeting. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Truax,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Mr. Bush,
Yes.
Mr. Smiley,
Yes.
Mr. Boggs,
Abstain.
Mr.
Oh,
Burry,
sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Messina.
Yes.
All right. The motion passes. Item B, excuse Jerry's absence from the same December 3rd meeting.
I move we excuse Jerry Truax from December 3rd, 2025 regular meeting.
Second?
Okay, thanks. Moved and seconded that Jerry be excused from the December 3rd meeting. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Messina,
Yes.
Mr. Burry,
Yes.
Mr. Boggs,
Yes.
Mr. Smiley,
Yes.
Mr. Bush,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Mr. Truax.
Abstain.
The motion passes. All right, next we have the minutes of the December 3rd meeting. Everybody had a chance to review those, and are there any additions or corrections?
I see one correction on the. Sorry, I can show you later. On the land use. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not on this is on, my apologies. I was looking at this. No, I have nothing.
Okay. Anything? No? If not, then I'll move that the minutes of the December 3rd, 2025 meeting be approved as presented.
Second.
Jerry, thank you. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Smiley,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Mr. Bush,
Yes.
Mr. Truax,
Yes.
Mr. Boggs,
Yes,
Mr. Burry,
Yes.
Mr. Messina.
Yes.
that motion passes. Anything else before we adjourn? No? Okay, then I'll move that we adjourn till the Wednesday, February 4th.
Second.
We have a second? Roll call.
Mr. Burry,
Yes.
Mr. Boggs,
Yes.
Mr. Smiley,
Yes.
Mr. Bush,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Mr. Truax,
Yes.
Mr. Messina.
Yes.
Motion passes and we're adjourned.